Today we can say the analysis of statically indeterminate problems. For that you should know what is meant by static indeterminacy. So far we were discussed about statically determinate system. In statically determinate system, we were making use of equilibrium equations to find out the unknowns. That is, equilibrium equations alone are sufficient to find out the unknowns. You have studied the equilibrium equations in engineering mechanics. Then for the case of a two-dimensional problem, we can make use of the equation sigma fx is equal to 0, sigma fi is equal to 0, and sigma mz is equal to 0. That is the sum of the forces in x direction is 0, algebraic sum of forces in y direction is 0, and the moment about the perpendicular direction mz is equal to 0. Whereas in the case of statically indeterminate systems, the number of unknowns are more than the available equations of equilibrium. So we need to formulate certain additional equations making use of the geometry of the structure to solve for the unknowns. And such type of problems are known as statically indeterminate problems. That is, in a statically determinate problem, equations of equilibrium of forces are sufficient to determine the unknown forces as reaction in a structure. Whereas, as I have mentioned, there are certain problems, the equations of equilibrium of forces are not sufficient to determine the unknown forces, and they are called statically indeterminate problems. And for this type of problems, additional equations involving geometry of the deformed structure is necessary to determine the unknown forces. Here you can see a statically indeterminate structure. Here it is a bar fixed between the two rigid supports. And here there are two unknown forces, that is the reaction at these two supports. It is fixed at both ends. Here the reaction at this left support is marked as P2 and reaction at the right support it is marked as P1 here. It is subjected to bar is subjected to an axial force P here. This bar is of length L, and for the first part the length is A, and for the second part the length is B. And we can consider these two quotients separately, and the first part of length A is subjected to, then the force here it is P2. For the equilibrium of this part, here also the force should be P2, and that is first part is subjected to tensile forces P2 here. And for the second part of length B, the reaction here it is P1, and for this equilibrium here the force should be P1. That is, the second part of length B is subjected to compressive force P1. So, if delta L1 represents the extension of portion 1, it is subjected to tensile force, so there will be an extension for portion 1, and that value is given by P2A divided by AE. Whereas the second portion is subjected to a compressive force P1, then there will be a contraction of portion 2, and the value is given by P1B divided by A, where B is the length of the portion 2. Now, first of all, we can write the equilibrium equation. The total force P acting, that is equal to the support reactions P1 and P2. That is, force P is equal to P1 plus P2. That is the equilibrium condition of the force. And for the second condition, here it is fixed at both ends. So the total change in length of that member it is 0. That is extension of portion 1 that is equal to the contraction of portion 2, or P2A by AE minus P1B by AE is equal to 0. This is because it is fixed between these two supports and the total change in length is equal to 0. So here we have two equations, and here we have the two unknowns P1 and P2. These are the unknowns. They are the reactions and the supports. In order to solve these two unknowns, we should have two equations, and the first one is the equilibrium equation, that is P is equal to P1 plus P2, and second one is the compatibility condition, that is the total change in length is equal to 0. We can do a problem on statically indeterminate system. Here, a compound bar of length 600 mm and it consists of a aluminium of 40 mm wide and 20 mm thick and a steel strip of 60 mm wide and 15 mm thick rigidly joined at the ends. And modulus of elasticity of steel and aluminium are given 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square for aluminium and 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square for steel. Then determine the stresses in each material and extension of the compound bar when an axial force of 60 kN acts. Here, the compound bar is subject to an axial force of 60 kN here. And this is the steel portion and this is the aluminum portion. This is a statically indeterminate problem because we need to find out the stresses in steel and aluminium. That is, for that we should find out the force taken by steel as well as force taken by aluminium. We have two unknowns, that is the part of the load taken by steel and part of the load taken by aluminium. So we need to formulate two equations. We can formulate one equation from equilibrium condition and other one from the compatibility condition. First of all, we can write down the data given. L is given as 600 mm, force is 60 kilonewton, 60 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Area of steel is 60 into 15 and aluminium it is 40 by 20 and modulus of elasticity of aluminium 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square and modulus of elasticity of steel that is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. These are the data given. And the first equation, that is from the equilibrium condition, that is total load is the load taken by steel as well as aluminium. That is PA is the load taken by aluminium and PS is the load taken by steel. Total load is 60 kilonewton. And second condition we can formulate from the geometry. This is a compound bar and it is subjected to 60 kilonewton and they are rigidly joined at the ends. So that when it is subjected to 60 kilonewton, there will be extension of steel, extension of aluminium. Since it is a compound bar and these two are rigidly jointed, then extension of steel should be equal to extension of aluminium. That will give our second condition. That is from compatibility, delta A, that is change in length of aluminium, that is equal to change in length of steel. Change in length is given by PL by AE. Here P, that is load taken by aluminium, and area of cross section of aluminium, modulus of elasticity of aluminium, and that is equal to change in length of steel. Here the load taken by steel, length is same for both steel as well as aluminium, area of steel and modulus of elasticity of steel. Substituting all these values, we will obtain the relation between the load taken by steel and aluminium as PS is equal to 2.25 PA. And now we can substitute this relation in previously obtained equation, that is total load is equal to load taken by steel plus total load taken by the aluminium. Then substituting in the first equation, we will obtain the load taken by aluminium is 18,462 Newton and load taken by steel as 41,538 Newton. Knowing the loads taken by steel and aluminium separately, we can find out the stresses by dividing with the corresponding area. That is, stress in aluminium is load taken by aluminium divided by area of aluminium and the value is 23.08. And stress in steel, load taken by steel divided by area of steel and the value is 46.15 Newton per mm square. In the question it is also asked to find out the total extension. Then extension is given from this one. Then extension of aluminium is same as extension of aluminium. So extension of aluminium is same as extension of steel. So we can substitute in either of these equations, PAL by AAEA or PSL by ASCS. Both will give the same value. Then extension of the compound bar, substituting in the corresponding values, we will obtain the value as 0.138 mm. This is the way in which we have to deal with statically indeterminate systems. Now the next problem. A compound bar consists of a circular rod of steel of 25 mm diameter rigidly fixed into a copper tube of internal diameter 25 mm and external diameter 40 mm. And the figure is given here. If the compound bar is subjected to a load of 120 kN, find the stresses in the developed in each material. Similar to the previous one, but the nature of load it is not given here, whether it is a compressive or tensile loading. Anyway, when it is subjected to loading, then the total change, the change in length of steel rod will be equal to the change in length of the compound tube, since they are rigidly fixed. Then the values of modulus of elasticity of steel and copper are given. First, we can write down the data given. From this, we can find out the area of steel rod, that is pi by 4 into 25 square. Area of copper tube, pi by 4 into 40 is the outer diameter and 25 is the inner diameter. So it is pi by 4 into 40 square minus 25 square. Then now we can write the equilibrium equation. We have to formulate two equations because we have two unknowns. One is load taken by steel. These are our unknowns. Load taken by steel, that is PS, and load taken by copper, that is PC. These are the two unknowns. And the total load is equal to the sum of these two. Load taken by steel plus load taken by copper. That is PS plus PC is 120 kN. So it is 120. And the next condition, that is a compatibility condition. As in the previous case, here it is a compound bar and the total change in length, that is change in length of steel is equal to change in length of copper. That is PSLS by ASCS is equal to PCL by PCEC. Length of both members are same. Then substituting the corresponding values of area as well as modulus of elasticity, we will obtain the relation between these two. And PS, that is the load taken by steel, is equal to 1.068 load taken by copper. Substituting the second equation in the first equation, that will give the values of, that is we can substitute here, and that will give the value of PC, that is load taken by copper, as 58027 Newton and load taken by steel as 61973 Newton. Then obtaining these loads, we can find out the stresses. Stress in copper is load divided by corresponding area of copper, that is 75.78 Newton per mm square, and stress in steel is load taken by steel divided by area of steel, that is 126.25 Newton per mm square. Here we have the next problem. A reinforced column of size 300 mm by 500 mm has 8 steel bars of 16 mm diameter as shown. If the column is subjected to an axial compressive load of 800 kN, find the stress developed in steel and concrete. The ratio of modulus of elasticities are given. ES by EC, that is ratio of modulus of elasticity of steel to modulus of elasticity of concrete, it is 18. Similar problem as the previous ones. First we can write the data given. Area of steel, there are 8 bars of diameter 16 mm, 8 into pi by 4 into 16 square, and area of concrete, that is area of rectangle minus area of steel, 300 into 500, into 500, that minus area of steel, that will give area of concrete. Now we can formulate the equilibrium equation. Total load taken by concrete plus steel is equal to 800 kilonewton. That is our first equation. And second equation from the compatibility condition, that is change in length of steel is equal to change in length of concrete. Here the ratio between modulus of elasticity of steel and concrete are given. We can substitute for ES by EC as 18. that will give the relation between PC and PS. That is load taken by concrete. It is 5.125 times the load taken by steel. Substituting the second equation in the first one, then we will obtain load taken by steel as 130612 Newton and load taken by concrete, that is 669388 Newton. Now we can find out the stresses by dividing the load by corresponding area. Stress in concrete is load of concrete divided by area of concrete, that is 4.51 Newton per mm square, and stress in steel is load taken by steel divided by area of steel, that is 81.2 Newton per meter square, mm square. Now we can move on to next problem. Here we have the three pillars, outer two of aluminium and the central one is of steel, supported on a rigid platform, and a 250 kilonewton load is placed on it. If area of aluminium pillar, it is given as 1200 mm square, and that of the steel pillar, it is given as 1000 mm square. Find the stresses in each pillar. This is also a statically indeterminate problem. We need to find out the load taken by aluminium as well as load taken by steel. We have two unknowns. Here also we have only one equation of equilibrium, that is the load taken by two steel rods plus load taken by the load taken by two aluminium rods plus load taken by the steel rod, that is equal to 250 kilonewton. The values of modulus of elasticities are given. Modulus of elasticity of steel is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, and of aluminium it is 1 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per mm square. And the force shared by each pillar, it is given, that is PA plus PS plus PA, that is 250. That is, there are two aluminium pillars, so 2 PA plus PS is equal to 250. PA is a load taken by aluminium and PS is a load taken by steel. Now, first equation is from the equilibrium condition, and from the second, this is from equilibrium condition, and second from the compatibility condition. It is fixed here, and a platform, it is supported on rigid platform. So the extension of the change in length of steel is equal to change in length of aluminum. Actually, it will be under compression. Okay, so PSLS by AS is equal to PALA divided by AAEA. Substituting the values of area, length as well as modulus of elasticities. Here the thing to be noted, that is, here from for the previous problems the length of all members were same. Here aluminium is of length 160 mm and steel is of length 240 mm. Then we have to substitute the corresponding values of length here, and we will obtain the second equation from the compatibility condition, that is PS is 1.111 PA. And substituting the second equation in the first one, we will obtain the value of PA, that is the load taken by aluminium is 80.36 kilonewton, and that of load taken by steel as 89.28. Now we can find out the stresses. Load divided by corresponding area, that will give stress. Stress in steel is load taken by steel divided by area of steel. Then stress in aluminium, the load taken by aluminium divided by area of aluminium. This is also a statically indeterminate problem. There are three bars of copper, zinc and aluminium. All are of same length and have cross-sectional areas of all are given, and they are rigidly connected at the ends. If this compound bar is subjected to longitudinal pull of 250 kilonewton, estimate the proportional load carried on each rod and individuals induced stresses. The value of E for copper, zinc as well as aluminium are given. Here we have three unknowns. The total load, that is given as 250 kilonewton. We need to find out the load taken by copper, zinc as well as aluminium. First we can write down the data given. Modulus of elasticities and areas, they are given. Then we can formulate the equilibrium equation. Total load is equal to load taken by copper, zinc as well as aluminium. And next we can formulate two set of compatibility condition. First one is that is change in length of copper is equal to change in length of zinc, then change in length of copper is equal to change in length of aluminum. Or that is compatibility condition delta C is equal to delta S is equal to delta A. We can substitute the corresponding values of log, length of all are same, area of cross section and modulus of elasticities. Then the second equation we can split into two. From the equation 2, we can represent the law taken by aluminium as well as law taken by copper as well as law taken by zinc in terms of law taken by aluminium. For that, consider these two, that will give the PC, that is law taken by copper in terms of aluminium, and consider these two relations, that will give the law taken by zinc in terms of law taken by aluminium. Now we have three equations and three unknowns, that is PA, PC and PZ. They are the three unknowns, and from these three equations we can find out these values. Now load carried by each rod, substitute in the equilibrium equation, we will obtain load taken by aluminium, that is 90.9 kilonewton, then load taken by copper as 73.856 kilonewton and load taken by zinc as 85.22 kilonewton. Now we need to find out the stresses in each rod. Load divided by corresponding cross-sectional area, that will give stress. Then stress in aluminium, load taken by aluminium by area of cross-section of aluminium, that is here 90.9 Newton per mm square. Then stress in copper, that is load taken by copper divided by area of cross-section of copper, that will give the value of stress in copper, it is 147.71 Newton per mm square. And stress in zinc, load taken by zinc divided by area of cross-section of zinc, that is 113.63 Newton per mm square. That is the stress in zinc. Thank you.